This is Microsoft Forms, and to get to this, you just type in forms.microsoft.com in the address bar of the browser, or if you sign into your Office OneDrive account, you'll find it on the menu just here. Okay, so a few changes to the interface over the last couple of months, which make it actually a little bit easier to use. There are now a few templates available for you if you want to have a look at some of those. If you want to create a new quiz or a new form, they both appear now on separate buttons. And this new facility enables you to quickly import questions from a Word document or a PDF file. So if I wanted to create a new quiz, I would just simply type here, click here, new quiz, and it takes me to a page where I can now start to add questions and responses. There is a nice feature over here where you can select some themes, and some of them have like a moving background, which had a little bit of interest, or if you just want a solid color, or one of the ready-made static image themes, you can just pick one of those from here down the side. So you give your quiz a name, and then if you want to put a brief description in here, you can. You have the option just at the top here to add an image. So if you wanted to search across Bing or pull in an image from your OneDrive, upload one from your computer, you can add an image at the top there as part of the quiz title. Click add new, and you get a few options here of the different kind of questions. Multiple choice, if you just want to put some text in. You want to put in a rating if you want them to, give it a thumbs up, thumbs down. If you want to put the date in, or from the drop down here, you get a few extra options like a Likert scale. If you want to upload a file for someone to then be able to have a look at, if you want to use the net promoter, or if you want to break it down into a new section, which then enables you to use a feature called branching later on, where you can skip past certain questions. So if I choose choice, you can see here it's giving me a couple of options at the top. I can duplicate this question, I can delete this question, I can move it up or down in the list, I can add a picture to my question and then ask a question about that image. You put your question in here, you get a couple of options available to you. You can add more if you want to. At any point, you can leave some feedback to people who select that option if you want to be able to say, yeah, that's not quite right. I'll give some explanation as to why that is the correct answer. You can delete these options if you decide you don't want them later on. You can make them worth a number of points. So I find it easiest just to make each question worth 1 point, and then 10 questions, 10 points. It's nice and simple. You can make it required, which means they won't be able to press submit until such a time as they've answered each of those questions. If you want to convert this into a question that has more than one possible correct answer, then you can choose multiple answers just here. So to indicate whether an answer is correct or incorrect, you just tick at the side just here. So these option 2 and option 4 will now be the two correct responses. And what I can do here is say the answers are equal to 2. And what that does when you preview is you can see here it's now required, and it's telling me here now I need to select 2 options. That's the bit we just picked from that drop down list. It's still worth 1 point. Okay, so that's a basic rundown overview of how you set up a quiz. Once you've got to the point where you've put in some questions and you've got the responses set up, etc., come across to collect responses. Anybody, regardless of who they are, can respond if they obviously have access to it via a link, etc. Only people in my organization or only specific people in my organization can respond. You can copy the URL and then paste it somewhere. You can email it via Outlook or add it to Teams. You can generate a QR code, which will take people straight to it using a QR reader, or you can choose some embed code if you wanted to embed it in an existing page, for example. So all you have to do at this point is copy this URL, paste it somewhere, and whoever you want to be able to do this quiz will then be able to do it. Under the menu with the three dots, there are a few extra things to just consider. If you want to duplicate this or invite others to collaborate and thereby build this quiz and see the responses with you, then you can share that with somebody else. In the settings, you can change a few options in here. By default, if the people are in your organization, it will automatically record their name and it will only give them one response. So you might want to take the tick off that so they can have a couple of goes at the quiz if they don't get them all right the first time. You can set a start date and an end date for when you want the quiz to be available. You can also now set a duration. So if it's 10 questions and you literally only want to give them 10 minutes, then you can add a timer to that. If you want to shuffle the questions, you can do that. Progress bars only work if you've put sections in. You can hide the submit or the response, and you can customize your own thank you message that they see once they've hit that submit button. If you want your recipient to receive an email saying that they've completed the thing, then you can click this box here. And if you personally want a notification every time somebody completes this quiz, then you can tick this box here. And that really is all there is to it. Clicking the preview button will enable you to see what the quiz looks like. And you can see here you've got 10 minutes. It's telling me it's now a timed form. Press to start, and there I'm into my quiz, and off I go. This is what it looks like if it is accessed on a mobile device, which, as you can see, it is quite similar. Going back to my forms, and there is my new form here in the recent section. To see all of my forms, I just click my forms, and then I'll get every single thing I have ever created, and these can now be added to collections. So you can create a collection, find the relevant form, and then you can just add it to the collection. So it's quite easy to use. It won't take you long to get your head around it.